Okay, so the Jupiter CNG was definitely the big production-ready thing from TVS this year, but there are two concepts I want to show you today. The first of them is a bit abstract, a bit far out there. It's called the Vision I Cube, and if you come over here, you'll see that this is a really futuristic thing. But I think it's not just a random concept. I think this gives us a glimpse of what the iQube could evolve into in the future. Now, the iQube is a pretty standard, family-safe, conventional scooter, and I think that the iQube could evolve into something more exciting, and this is a hint at what that could look like, at least in the overall silhouette and the lines. Now, from the prototype itself, or the concept itself, you've got like these lovely floating panels. If you look at it down there, you can see right through. That's a very cool touch. If you come over to the side, this is this strong sort of motif that they put in here for the iQube design motif. And the rear section is elongated with a lovely tail lamp that goes right around, all around there. Now, if you've noticed, this is supposed to be a removable battery pack. It's probably not a swappable battery, but it's a removable battery. And underneath the seat out there, you're going to see that there are two of these battery packs stocked in there. But I'm given to understand that the concept also has batteries in the floorboards. So those batteries underneath the seat will be more of a range extender than anything else. And while you're looking at the seat, you probably see it rising up and down. It's a concept, but it's a clever idea. Maybe this could preview an adjustable seat height on a scooter in the future. So someone short in the family can lower the seat, someone taller can raise the seat. That's a really clever idea. Further along this side, we have the more conventional side of the scooter. You've got the drive out here for the motor, whatever the motor may be, it's a concept. And at the front, you've got a single-sided telescopic fork. And the folks at TVS tell me that they've intended for this to have electronically adjustable semi-active suspension. It's not a functional prototype, but that's the idea, and that's how they're envisioning the future of scooters. Up front on top, you will see that there is no instrument console, but there's just a little heads-up display with some funky-looking switchgear. Again, a glimpse into the future of what scooters could be. This is very far-fetched. You are not going to see an iQube that looks like this anytime soon, but it's a preview of what things could be in the future. Maybe 5-7 years later, could look something like that. That's the Vision I Cube. The next one we're going to show you is a lot more realistic looking. So come on. Okay. This is one that I'm really excited by. This is called the RTSX, and if you come over to the side, you'll see that the profile is very much like a Supermoto. Interestingly, it's not completely concept. It does look like it could be close to production ready. The engine underneath there is the new 300cc engine that TVS debuted a few months ago at Motorsoul. It makes about 35 horsepower and it is a production ready engine. The chassis also does not look too radical. This looks like the chassis you will see on the RTR 310. The subframe is, I think it's a different subframe, but it's an aluminum monocoque, again, like you see on the RTR 310. Then you do have some crazy concept ideas like this exhaust that comes out from right underneath there. That is cool. Not very practical for a pillion, whoever wants to sit here, but it's a cool thing. Probably won't make it to production. But speaking of production, I think this bike could make it someday in the future because it's not that radical. Let's show you some more design details. This is really interesting. These are translucent panels that give the bike a sense of mass. They make it look bigger than it is. I wonder if that could make it to production. Ather has done translucent panels in the past. They're really hard to make because with the UV from the sun, the plastic generally tends to yellow. So we'll see what that looks like out here. Further up front, you've got, again, more production-ready looking upside-down fork. You've got a single disc, and you've got Michelin Power 6 tires with a 120 front and a 160 rear. Now, those sizes are not unrealistic. We've seen the Royal Enfield Guerrilla 450 with similar sizes as well. As for the spec sheet, it's a very light motorcycle. It's only 143 kilos. And one of the ways TVS has achieved that is by running a really small fuel tank. It's less than 9 liters. If this comes to production, let's see if TVS is brave enough to let that come out. Another aspect to consider is the seat height is really tall, more than 870 mm. But it's a Supermoto, that's how they are. Long tail suspension, tall seat, that's just the way of the bike. If this bike does come out, it won't be the first of its type in India because we will have the KTM 390 SMCR by then. So it's an exciting segment. I really hope to see something come out on this platform. But before that, that engine will debut in a new adventure bike from TVS, and that motorcycle is expected to come out in the next 2 to 3 months. But these are the two concepts that really caught my eye at the TVS stall at the Auto Expo 2025.